Lush blue electric lighting flooded my vision the second I stepped in through the door. My eyes took a second to adjust after spending all those days above ground under the raw light of day. Vendor stands lined every corner around the marketplace, and the noise of the sellers assaulted my ears. The tenement walls, towering so high they almost hit the domed ceiling covered by floodlights, cast shadows along the dirt street. The old biddy, Gretchen, leaned out from her stand in front of us, her crooked nose brushing the dangling rat and possum bones strung from the roof. They swayed with the gentle breeze, kicked up by an overhead fan that made the planks of her stand tremble. Smoke traveled up from the underground to the cavernous ceiling, like makeshift clouds. "Good to be home, right?" I glanced back. Jared gazed at the old guy turning over meat kebabs. Steam rushed from the station and carried with it the succulent scent of oregano, garlic, and roasted meat. "You're telling me. My mom will probably throw a parade seeing I've made it back in one piece." "No need to mention what we saw." I nodded, not saying anything to Lizzie either. Dinah approached, her blonde ponytail bobbing with her short strides. Lovely, the competition I'd never asked for. Somehow the girl managed to tame every last strand of her hair, and her straight teeth gleamed in a quick smile. Every time she wasn't stuck in fatigues like the rest of us, Dinah wore skirts. The pinker and more feminine, the better. This day was no exception. How she managed to keep her own in training was a mystery to me, but I'd have banked on cheating as a probable reason. "Good to see you, soldier," I saluted her. Even if the girl made me want to gouge my eyes out with a fork, politeness never cost me a credit. "Drop the formalities." Dinah rolled her eyes. Folding her arms over her chest, she lowered her gaze as she glanced in Jared's direction. With a heart-shaped face and lips that curved into a memorable smile, Dinah had known how to draw in boys since she grew her curves a couple of years back. The way she thrust her chest out, she made sure the guys noticed too. "Hey, Jared. Hope scouting patrol wasn't too horrible," she said with feigned shyness, even though she made sure to shoot me a quick glare. "I'm sure you're starved for some human interaction." I gritted my teeth. Would not retort. Jared ignored her comments. "When and where's our briefing tonight?" "Geez, both of you have a hardcore case of military fever." Dinah leaned against Jared and her fingertips trailed along his bicep. "It must have been scary out there." I bit back my groan. Dinah could flirt with whomever she wanted, but I didn't have to sit there and watch. Not only could I care less, but being the third wheel with a girl who hated me was as fun as catching roaches. I crossed my arms over my chest and stared up at the light-lined ceiling, our attempt at imitating the sky up above. A hand rested on my shoulder and I whirled around. Jared's brown eyes widened with a pleading stare as Dinah found any excuse to grab at his arm or rest her hand on his shoulder. I choked back my grin. "Dinah," I interrupted, "why don't you give us the rundown?" Unperturbed, Dinah led us down one of the side alleys. Water dripped from unseen places along the glistening slate walls. We stepped over several makeshift homes, each merely a cardboard bed and tattered blankets, while Dinah led Jared, by the hand, into the alley. I trailed several paces behind them. Steam drifted up from the sinkholes, and a rat brushed against my leg, rifling up the crumpled newspaper as it scurried past us. Dinah's voice dropped to a whisper. "Head to the back room at Jagger's Tavern. Go to him and ask for the Blitzkrieg Special. He'll escort you into the side room." "Is this the usual protocol for scouting patrol?" I asked. "This level of secrecy seems kind of ridiculous." The memory of the shifter surfaced, like the tinted recall of a nightmare. "Don't ask me, I'm just the messenger," Dinah shrugged. "They'll be there for your debriefing tonight." "Guess they have to keep stuff secret," Jared said. "The more people know, the more they could cause problems and go into a mass panic." "Unless the shifters were marching through the gate, why would they be panicking?" Dinah shifted her hips from side to side and clasped her arms behind her back. I'd seen girls my age flirt for a couple of years now, but the whole process went straight over my head. To me, the naive act was a waste of time. After all, we didn't live in times when the weak survived. Hell, you were lucky if you had a family. "You've never had someone you love snatched," I shot back, annoyed by her ignorance. "Any sense of safety kind of bites it after that. You watch your back because no one else can."